though that was with an IME in the midfield instead of the Now. So I want to see if Jay can adapt that same playstyle. Now, we will have to see, right? Because this Now is not terrible with this damage. It's just a different style of applying it because you have to be more in that action. And against something like the IME, she can punish you for playing on the core a lot more.
Right. So we are about to get it started up here. And to nobody's surprise, perfect form around the board.
Yeah, perfect form for everyone. Slick kicks for all the forwards except Julok, who opts for that Magnetized Souls. Someone who has opted for it quite a lot, even when it was not meta. Strike Shot picked up for only the Dubu, not the Finny, and that's 2 barriers already falling for COYO.
Yeah, and Starbreaker's trying to take advantage of that real fast. Jay on that now. She is going to definitely be looking for a redirect. Boom. Mine goes in. Mine goes out. Core goes in. First goal, very fast.
Yeah, very quick first goal. And I don't know if COYO is fully prepared for the strength that comes from Starbreakers. Damage already getting dropped onto both midfielders with that black hole pop. Jay healing up somewhat, but doing so much more damage to Julok, and with one barrier already down, Zyre needs to make a hero play happen.
Yeah, it is looking kind of rough, though, especially with one of their... especially with a team member going down in Julok. And now Starbreakers, with that power play, they are going to try and get the second barrier very fast. No dice, triple take, not quite well, but the big finish comes right in time as the kill goes out, and Jay with the finish.
Yeah, Beelzebub being thrown off the map just like a bug, and this is not looking good, but Starbreakers, their flips could seal this set if they use them well.
Yeah, one barrier already going down. Second barrier going down. COYO saying, hold on, not quite yet. Force, so that barrier goes up, and it is not looking great for this point if they can get clear. But no, Dave with the triple, Dave with the big finish, gets both barriers very quickly. Zyre trying to get that core away very fast. Jess Logan very quick on the takedown on Julok, but Dave manages to push it back in, gets it in the goal. Quick set goes by very, very fast. Very scary.
Yeah, I think Beelzebub has had some pretty unfortunate fumbles, a lot of barriers lost.
Yeah.
If you want to be playing at this NASA, even NAST level, can't be losing barriers like that, and hopefully he is able to clean it up. And the first pick for Dave actually being this 1-2 punch, a good deny away from Juliet, and also some great damage. I think overall the size deny also from Just Logan is a pretty good pickup as well, and then speed for Jay. So I think it's a pretty staggering win in the draft for Starbreakers.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Although I will admit I was thinking, at first cast the last for Finny, but that 1-2 punch makes all the sense in the world. So we are leading out here. Starbreakers already trying to push ahead. Firewall comes out, but not much done with it. Gets that first barrier to Starbreakers. Jay and Dave trying to push the core up front. Zyre trying to make something happen on their end, though. No dice. Second barrier goes out for COYO. Wait, but nope, 2 barriers go out. Zyre actually does manage to get something happening. Core gets up to them, and right now it is Starbreakers playing defense. Julok coming up, trying to get them away from the core for a little bit. Beelzebub trying to launch it forward. They do. Zyre gets it. Flame Flurry comes out. Saved by Dave. Good stuff. Jay manages to get the core back, and it's their turn for offense now. Zyre and Julok trying to push it back. Flip goes out. Big finish comes out. Launches it at the perfect angle. Beelzebub, again, not quite on the ball.
Yeah, they call him Crazy Dave with those great big finishes. He's been showing time and time again that he is an expert Finny pilot, And look at that, so much damage already into Julok. One barrier taken, second barrier out by Zyre. So just a pass from Julok is all they need with a flip finish for this point. One barrier answered back, perhaps a second one in this corner, as it just cannot leave. A good clear finally out by Beelzebub, but it just returns back and takes that barrier. Another big finish for Dave, and their work on the offense might be for naught, as COYO needs to find a way to finish this.
Need to, but it's not looking great. Just Logan, excellent piloting of the Rasmus. Dave, excellent sharpshooting with the Finny. They are threatening very hard. Firewall does come out from Julok, and that gives them a bit of a reprieve. Flip goes out by Zyre out of kind of an attempt to make Dave flinch. Zyre threatening with the core. Julok coming up. They're trying to figure out something to do, but it is a very hard defense to break between this Finny and this Now. And Jay does manage to try and like clear it, but nope, gets knocked right back by Beelzebub. Fed to Zyre. Zyre punches it in, and it's 1-1 for this set.
Yeah, finally COYO finding something, but that took a lot more work than it needed to. And with flips coming online for all three members of Starbreakers, this could really tip on its head at a moment's notice.
Yeah, this is a very precarious situation, honestly, for both teams, but more for, I would definitely say, COYO. Starbreakers popping the center, still in their neck of the field. Oh, Julok doing their best to make things happen. Nice flip to try and cancel the big finish, but pays for it with their life. And now we've got a power play Starbreakers. Flip comes out. They're trying to finish this one real fast. Dave gets it up, tries to feed it to Jay, but there's just too much going on in this to let that go so quickly.
Yeah, second barrier finally found, and with the Tofu Fortress reinforcing, Julok is looking to make a play in the net. Zyre lagging, unfortunately, not really finding anything, and still staggered with no evade to his name. Dave still has a flip, if nothing else, because even if Zyre finds this dash punch, a flip will just knock him back and completely eradicate any offense attempt. The middle still finally popped, actually, and in the corner, a great pendulum swing out by Just Logan, catching the cross, and Jay keeping that in the corner is so good, just so Just Logan can find the angle.
Yeah, Jay has been doing fantastic at trying to basically impose their will and dictate the flow of the battle, so to speak. So, and I think Zyre kind of reads that, tried to flurry Jay off the map, no dice, and it is COYO who are getting very, very aggressive and very fast. Zyre trying to do something to Dave, trying to knock them out real quick, but Zyre already having some problems. Jay takes the core, manages to get a barrier for themselves, but their last barrier is taken on their own. Zyre staying in it, low health means nothing to them, pushing it up front. Julok also in the mix, trying desperately to get something to happen, get this core through this defense. No sale though, gets it back downstairs. Julie manages to take it up front, and Just Logan threatening. Beelzebub trying their best to get it away.
Yeah, I think on top of the damage that Starbreakers are doing, they're just doing such a great job at strike layering and just layering their abilities on defense, right? Making these offenses so impossible for COYO. And once again, that's Zyre already taken off, that's Julok staggered, perhaps soon taken off the map. A good combo attempt by Jay. Beelzebub keeping the core alive on this top side, and Julok nearing this flip. A great glitch pop keeps the core forward as Zyre respawns. Julok nearly taken off the map, but the cyber swipe saves his life. A missed flip out by Beelzebub. Zyre connects with the strike and finds an evening point for COYO, and Julok notably keeps the energy up for a flip next point.
Yeah, Julok had to kind of save themselves in this particular case. They were just too low, but they recognized that the energy was important, and they decided discretion was the better part of valor in this case, as they do manage to use that flip, but it gets immediately stuffed. But it is COYO on the offense. They do get both barriers down. Zyre trying to threaten something. Nice flip from Julok to kind of clear it out, only for a moment. One barrier of COYO's is taken. Jay still keeping control of the puck. Very good control between them and Just Logan. That second barrier is threatening while their own is open. Very frightening for them. Zyre does manage to try and get an offensive going. Doesn't last very long. Beelzebub doing some very good defense in this case, though. And they're going to need to do more.
Yeah, defense maybe not enough as they finally lose this barrier, and Just Logan looking for a finisher, finds it off of a few awkward strikes. A poorly timed death for Julok unfortunately costs COYO as they're left in an awkward situation to defend 2v3. And Dave as MVP may, I was gonna say may pick up the Monumentalist, but probably doesn't want to as the Now is sitting there. Probably something like the Twin Drive or just Spark of Rezo to make sure that no one on the enemy team can grab it.
Yep, Twin Drive goes out. Monumentalist denied from Now. Instead goes for the heavy impact. Not too surprised. Nothing else I'm seeing here is surprising me. Built different for Rasmus. I do expect that built different to do a little something extra for Starbreakers already. Just Logan has been doing a great job with the redirects, with the control. So I'm expecting that to kind of pay dividends here.
Yeah, I think even when I've seen Just Logan play before, whenever he picks this Rasmus, he has done a lot better the more size he gets, which, I mean, it makes sense. It is Rasmus, but I think compared to most other people, he tends to use a lot of these abilities even better with size, and we see that there as he finds that pendulum swing, and Zyra unfortunately should have found that kill, but I think just lagged out of it.
Yeah, unfortunate, but with the passing going on between Jay and Just Logan, may not matter too much. Jay trying to juggle a little bit on the bottom half off of there. Very good knockaway though by Beelzebub. Very impressive there. Jay still trying to regain control of the core, and right now it's a bit of a fight for control of the core here as they launch it around.
Yeah, one barrier is still up for COYO, so even if they are down 2 in sets, they can look for some sort of lead here. But Just Logan's not making that easy as he keeps the core in the corner. Firewall Sentry placed defensively for Julok in the corner. A Flame Flurry out by Zyre finds the opener for COYO.
Very nice play. 1-2 feed. Zyre in the right place in the right time. They get the lead for this set, but it is still a bit of a mountain they're going to need to climb as this next match starts. So right now we already have Jay getting it. Very good threat on the bottom half. Does get the barrier. Second one, there it goes. Big finish comes out. Almost gets the goal. Not quite yet though. But very scary situation as they do try and bandy about for control here. It is Starbreakers that looking very threatening.
Uh-oh, Dubu giveth and Dubu taketh as that is that flip that is forced because of the Tofu Fortress. One barrier falls on this bottom side. Beelzebub reinforcing Zyre, but with the offense out by Starbreakers, this looks all but over. A good roll into the save out by Beelzebub. And now just Julok needs to be careful as Just Logan deals so much damage to him. The Cyberstrike to keep the core forward. And there's that triple take taking the second barrier. Zyre has to use this Firewall Sentry to make a play happen. There's that flip, it's forced. Zyre hits it right back into Dave, and Dave saves it for just a little bit longer in this bottom corner. The core is, and it goes up to Logan, who finds the top angle. Logan playing it so well.
That was beautiful. Beautiful shot, beautiful placement, beautiful teamwork. 1-all for this one, and it is Starbreakers looking to close this one out. Jay with the immediate fast start, trying to get this going on there. Triple take and big finish come out one after another. Dave not letting anything go here. Flip comes out. One barrier taken. Beelzebub does manage to get the core away. Gets down to Jay. Julak intercepts. Beelzebub hits forward with the Tofu Fortress. Second barrier goes out. Zyre looking to try and close this point out. No dice. Great defense by Jay and Dave.
Yeah, great defense, but not great enough by the opposite side as a log fails to protect the barrier and the flip failed to be protected as Just Logan 2 brings them to match point.
So it is, this is where it all comes down to, and right now, missed strike by Julak allows Just Logan to get an early barrier and start the offense, and it's very fast, very nice card, goes out red core, and at the top end, Scrum comes out, double KO by Just Logan! It is Beelzebub by themselves. This could be the end right here. Beelzebub has to put on the defense of a lifetime right now, trying to do it. Tofu Fortress does come out, just barely manages to hold. Flip comes out, gets a barrier of his own, does Beelzebub. Very nice defense. I'll admit it, I was not expecting that, but boy am I glad it happened. But only for a little bit now. Second barrier goes out. and they are going to want to close this out very fast before any more unluck can come their way for Starbreakers.
Yeah, and they very well might, as the pendulum swing attempted to go in, but it just bounces off the corner, and Jay catches the rebound with a sentry drone. And Starbreakers, they actually move on to, I believe this is not to top cut, but this is to the match that'll determine where in top cut they go to.
That was a fast and furious fight. I feel like Starbreakers just stepped on the gas, never let off.
Yeah, I mean, Starbreakers showing what they did against the previous team as well, which was just so much damage and then just great striking to get it around the members of COYO in this case. Now, COYO, they have to figure out what they can do to make their way back through the lower bracket, and if there is some way to fix up their playstyle in order to make a much more convincing run through Launchpad.
Yeah, they have some thinking to do. They have some considerations to make, probably more than a couple of changes to make in terms of game plan style. But for now, it is Starbreakers that come away with the victory. Very impressive.
Yeah, very impressive out by Starbreakers. Now, Starbreakers is likely going to be facing, well, they'll be facing the winner of Constellation versus whoever wins between Dynasty Party and Diamond Inclusive, which just from a pure seeding standpoint is favored to be Dynasty Party. And on the other hand, COYO will be facing the winner of Pantheon and Dangers for a potential chance to make it into top cut through the lower bracket. But before we get to our next match of the day, we will be sending you guys to a short break. Don't go anywhere.